See him try and score more points and not kind of skate at the end there.
Bringing the team score 12-19 in favor of the Wolfpack. We go into our last match of the duel. Number 17 ranked Micah Barnes for the Cornhuskers going against Nikki Hall for NC State. With the team score 12-9, the Wolfpack have won this dual meet. Now we're just wrestling for pride and trying to end here on a good match.
Even if NC State were to lose another team, or were to lose a team point, they do have a forfeit, and I believe that criteria would give them the duel if it ended in a tie.
Micah Barnes looking in that front headlock position to score, get his 2 points. Still circling here, and there's his 2.
Working those corners and tight circles is really what it takes to get a lot of points at this level. That straightforward, straight back doesn't always work. Speaking of growing wrestling, there's a new Division III program that's starting next season here in Lincoln, Nebraska, called Nebraska Wesleyan. And their Division III program, they've got great academics. And just a couple of stats, 87% of their students who graduate with the pre-med degree get into medical school on their first try. The athletic department has really put a lot into the program. They're building a new wrestling room with 2 full mats. And I'll actually be an assistant coach there next year, so very excited to help build wrestling in this area and give more high school wrestlers in Nebraska another opportunity to wrestle at that next level. The head coach, Brandon Bradley, he helped start Ferrum College in Virginia, which is also a Division III program.
Stalemate. Nicky Hall receiving his first stall warning. Micah Barnes trying to expand his lead. Minute 14 riding time, 51 seconds left in there in the first period.
Barnes has done a great job these last 2 matches. Even though he lost to very high-ranked wrestler last night from Illinois, he's getting his attacks off in the first period. Another wrestler who that slow start is what hinders him in matches sometimes. Before tonight's duel, we had 2 high school duels going on at the same time between some Class B and Class C schools. We had Plattsmouth, Nebraska, who is one of the main contenders for that Class B state team title. They took on Syracuse, a Class C school who was Class B last year. And then on the other mat, we had David City, Nebraska versus Valentine, Nebraska, ranked number 1 and 2 in the state for Class C right now. David City pulled out the win in a pretty contested match, and then Plattsmouth beat Syracuse on the other mat.
There was a second stall call against Hall of NC State. 3-0 going into the second period. Micah Barnes looking to be consistent here and finally end this match with a Cornhusker win.
He's another one of the strongest wrestlers on the team. He spent time at 197 pounds last year. So the summer before that year, he spent a lot of time in the weight room trying to get big enough for 197 because he was stuck behind Robert Kokish, 3-time All-American for the Huskers. So this level, some guys, they're okay with just being behind, maybe second or third string. Other guys, they put their body through a lot to try and find a spot in the lineup. Those are the type of kids that you want on the team who want to be a starter no matter what.
Starting the second period on our feet. Micah Barnes already just getting back in on the shot, just trying to get a takedown after takedown, not giving that wrestler any time to breathe.
Really good setup there. Collar tie and an inside tie with the other arm. Gives pressure, and then when he feels it, it's almost like a matador action. Pulls him in, redirects him at the last second, and snags that ankle.
Get the takedown with only 19 seconds. Brings his riding time to 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
With 1:41 left in this period, I'd like to see Barnes cut him and go back to work on his feet.
Looks like you're getting your wish here. Michael Barnes cutting him on top, trying to go back to offense on his feet. I've wrestled with Michael Barnes quite a bit. This guy is strong, like you were saying earlier. I mean, he's wrestled at 97, he's wrestled at 84. He knows how to wrestle guys who are bigger than him, but he has not wrestled many people who are stronger than him.
That is true. I've seen him in the wrestling room defend a handful of Jordan Burroughs double legs, and even when he was a true freshman redshirting that year, there's times where Jordan hit him square in the stomach with a double leg, but he was able to stay calm. And if NC State gets to his legs here, you can see that confidence he has when somebody gets to his legs.
Stalemate here on her feet. The referee looking for some more action here.
Hall hasn't done a whole lot this match.
Not much action from Hall, and it's shown, getting taken down twice, one in the first period, one right at the beginning of the second period. Micah Barnes here just really trying his best to get back to his offense, really trying to get his offense going again.
So Austin Trotman just won the 86 kilogram bracket at the Dave Schultz International, which qualified him for the Olympic trials, which are in April. So Austin, from now until then, what is your training going to look like?
It'll be similar to these guys. I mean, they get ready for nationals towards the end of March, and I get ready for the Olympic trials towards the beginning of April. So I'll be wrestling with these guys, just really working on my conditioning, really working on some weightlifting, and really getting some mat time. I want to be on the mat at least 4 to 6 times a week.
So with your competition schedule, it's a little bit more like, say an MMA fighter where they don't compete every week like
Right.
the college wrestlers do. How much time in between meets do you usually have, or competitions?
Ideally, I'd like to wrestle one event or one tournament per month. Realistically, it's about one tournament every 3 months. And then towards the summer, you start to mash them together, but I probably wrestle about 6 or 7 events the entire year. These guys, however, I mean, making weight from November to March, they're wrestling almost every single weekend, so definitely works on the body a little bit differently.
I'm sure you don't miss that from the college days.
I do not.
And if you have a day where you're not feeling that great, you can get in the sauna and recover.
Right. Whereas these guys, they just got to take it. They just got to get better. 1 point escape for Micah brings the score 6-1. Not really affecting the riding time here.
Hall doing a good job of slowing Barnes down and being a little annoying, peppering those hands, keeping Barnes off balance and not on his attacks. That half shot there was about the most that we've seen him do on his feet when it comes to committing to a shot.
Just under a minute left in the period. Micah Barnes locking his riding time with 2 minute 8 seconds riding time. He will end the match with at least 7 points.
Right here, Barnes is looking to get his hips down and then turn that left hip bone down into the mat. Put a lot of stress on Hall's arms there.
Still, official doesn't seem like, didn't like how much work was going on in that position. They'll start fresh on their feet. 40 seconds left here in the third period. Michael Barnes trying to end the match on top, going in for another shot. Nicky Hall not having it.
It's one of those mentalities that the coaches preach, even though Barnes could easily just coast these last 28 seconds, because even if he just gets a takedown, if he gets a takedown and then the riding time point comes on, he can get that major decision. And even though in the team score it wouldn't really matter, just that mentality of always trying to score is just what he needs to do. Because when you're able to dominate, people, they don't really try and beat you, they just try and keep it close.
That's right. I mean, it really says something when you know not only can you get the win, but how badly can you win. That really can set in a wrestler's mind. I mean, a lot of these guys really want to have the mentality that if they ever see this wrestler again, they don't want to step on the mat with them. That's why it's more important. That's why it's important for these guys to win, not just by 2 or 3 points, but sometimes 6, 7, sometimes even 8 to 10 points.
So having a mental edge along with the physical edge.
Exactly. And again, short time here. Now it's 6-1. It'll be 7-1 with riding time. Micah Barnes just trying his best to keep the match going as hard as he can. And that will bring the team score 15-19.